Hey Cavs, it's Elise Schofield, and I'm here with Trey Homeler and Gavin Valencia for a Matter of Time Laufey album review. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Hey Cavs, my name is Trey Homiller. I am a junior here at Clover Hill, and I really do love Laufey and I love jazz at the same time. Something that really attracted me to her music was just the sounding of jazz music, and really what started it was from the start. I heard it a couple years ago, and I just was kind of drawn to it. Um, yeah, I love Laufey.
Real, me too.
Hi, Caps. My name is Gavin. I'm also a junior here at Clover Hill High School. Really, it was my freshman year when I started really getting into jazz when I first heard our jazz band perform at our fall concert. Shout out, class of 2024. I'd also heard a lot of Laufey's like popular songs like "Falling Behind" from the start, and just a lot of Instagram reels that I was getting. And I heard them a lot of times. I was like, wow, these are really catchy. So I decided to add them to my playlists and stuff. And I was listening to them in the car with my sister, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know you listened to Laufey." And I was like, "Oh, it's only the two songs." And then she was like, "Man, you need to listen to all these other songs."
Let me put you on.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's fun.
I owe it to my sister for putting me on Laufey. So.
Me too, bro. My sister, I'm allowed to say that I'm an OG Laufey fan because my sister, when she was in I think when she was in high school, she was like, there's this artist I really like. She's like really small though, and she showed me
That's
her
cool.
Spotify profile, and it was when she had like 40,000 followers on
Whoa.
Spotify. Yeah, and she's like, no, she's really good. Like, I think she's gonna be like really big. Like, I really like her because my
Hold it.
sister was in orchestra and stuff. And so I remember like hearing her. I don't even remember what song it was, but I just remember like hearing her and really liking her. And as probably, yeah, when I started high school, I was like, wait, like, she's really good. And I started listening to her more. And I'm a big fan of all music. So,
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. Okay. So, jumping in, what was your like holistic review of the album? Like, as a whole, when you heard a matter of time, like all the way through for the first time, like, what were your initial thoughts?
I think my initial thoughts, so kind of going from was it 4 singles that she released?
It was
It was Silver
three?
Lining,
Yeah, it was 4.
Lover Girl,
Was it three? A
Snow
silver-
White.
Snow White,
Snow White was later though. I
and
thought
Tough Luck.
I
Tough
thought
It was 4.
but I thought it was the 3 first.
It was
Snow
Snow
White-
White was kind of added,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
still before the album.
Uh-huh.
But I think those were some of the strongest songs that were on the album. So I think it built kind of like this overhype in a way of the album. I think the album is great. I think it shows how she's experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my initial listen to it, I was a little disappointed because I think I was comparing it too much
Yeah.
to other past albums and those
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
But as I started listening more, kind of diving into the lyrics, I started really enjoying it.
Yeah, I do get that. I do feel like the ones she released first were definitely a very different vibe from the rest of the album that she released after. So I wasn't disappointed. It just honestly felt very kind of like, oh, like this is not what I thought this album was going to sound like. But I really liked it. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I had a lot of mixed feelings about the album. Hearing that newness that she wanted to include into it,
Mhm.
like you can hear the influence in very specific songs throughout it. And it's not that I hated it, but it's just not like what I look for when I listen to her specifically. And that's just kind of me being picky when I listen to albums. So when I listen to albums, I'm like, I don't like every single song because it's, obviously people can like and dislike what they like, but
Yeah.
it's just it varies for me.
That's interesting
Yeah.
because I loved Lover Girl, I love Lover Girl and like all of the singles she released. But I think that my favorite songs were the ones that like came out after. It was Forget Me Not and Too Little Too Late.
Yes.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, no, those were like my 2 favorite, I think, which I've spoiled my question for later. But I honestly think that like I was more excited when the album came out because I was like, wait, like this is really good.
Yeah. I think it wasn't that it was inherently bad.
No.
I just think that it was just different.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people had a hard time kind of realizing and like, because it's not what they're accustomed to.
Yeah.
People, I feel like naturally are a little, uncomfortable with change. But I think that as you listen more to it, you start understanding the thought process behind it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that as a whole, the album is good. except
Oh,
for
yeah.
Clean Air.
Yes.
But we'll
That's
get into
crazy.
that later.
Okay,
I
I
agree,
was like,
Trey.
it was a little out
Yeah.
of place. No, but yeah, I agree. I think that a lot of people were expecting either kind of like a very very similar sound to Bewitched,
Yeah.
and even maybe like Everything You Know About Falling in Love. Like I feel like people were just kind of like waiting for her to kind of like continue,
Mhm.
and so when she was like in her her experimenting era, it was kind of took some people off guard. But yeah, so since we talked about that, we're gonna go through the album in order, relatively quickly because I feel like we don't have to harp on everything. But I think we're just gonna go. Do you want to just go from the track list like down?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds good.
Okay, so number 1, Clockwork.
Mm,
Thoughts?
I really enjoy Clockwork.
Me too.
I think that it's a great intro to the album. It's
Mhm.
kind of like, hey, this is kind of jazzy, but it's also more poppy.
Mhm.
You know, it's kind of it's really kind of the middle ground of that blending, of that experimentation
Mhm.
that she explores, and I think that really is a good like, hey, opener. This is kind of what I'm going for,
Yeah.
and so I think that it was very fitting, and I do really appreciate the imagery of clockwork or of clocks
Yeah.
throughout the album.
Yeah. I mean, she's a queen of themes.
Yeah, ditto to everything Trey said. He basically hit what I was gonna say. It was like her saying, "Hey, it's me. I'm back again. But I'm trying something different this time around.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like, this is me, showing you what I'm putting out there, and seeing if you guys like it or not." She's like trying to appeal to that a more broader audience in
Yeah.
a sense.
Yeah, I thought it was a good soft start, like easing you into the album of like this
Yeah.
isn't Bewitched, but like it's still Laufey and it's still good.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I love the ding dong at the beginning, like as the start of the album. I think it's so cute. I
Yeah.
love it so much.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of funny. It's just kind
Yeah.
of like,
Yeah.
hey guys,
It's
Yeah.
like her still being silly.
It's like
even
she's
though
like-
Yeah.
producing.
like
Of
ding
course.
dong like a clock, but also like ding dong on like the front
Yeah.
door. Like,
Like,
hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
It's no, yeah. I thought it was cute. Definitely though, I will say both. Okay, all of the top 2, Clockwork and Lover Girl, I thought they were like luring me into like a false sense of security because they're both so like happy and cute, and
Yeah.
then like Snow White like stabbed me in the heart, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get more into the nitty gritty
Yeah.
as the album moves on. I
Yeah.
think that's how she normally structures it
And
too.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that was the intention behind the album.
Yeah,
is that
definitely.
she's like, this is the passage of time in the night,
Mhm.
where as time ticks on, you explore more themes as you get more tired. Things get a little bit more personal.
Yeah.
And I think that she really did kind of explain that in
Mhm.
the way through the structure of the album,
Yeah.
which I really
Um,
appreciated.
No, yeah. I did love the structure, like the storytelling of
Yeah.
like the way the album is played through. It's so good. Next on the list, Lover Girl. Your thoughts?
Unpopular opinion, but I actually didn't really enjoy Lover Girl
Hmm.
that much. So
Dang.
my reasoning behind it is I first heard it and I was like, this is just from the start, but like different
Yeah.
in different lyrics, right? It's
Yeah.
the same like bossa style, of course. That's like
Love
a given.
bossa.
But it just felt like the exact same as from the start. It felt she was trying to capitalize off like the success of that great song and kind of copy and paste it there. Like it's not a bad song at all. Like I still
Yeah.
really enjoyed it, but like I said, I just felt she was kind of just copy and pasting rather
Yeah.
than
Listen to Lover Girl. I really did enjoy it. I felt like it was kind of a home base, kind of grounding us in what we know to be Laufey and what, not a diehard fan, but an average listener might, think of when the name Laufey comes around. And I really do think that Lover Girl it does take inspiration, and it is almost like a part 2 from the start. But I just think it was kind of like to her average fan base, like, hey, you know this song. And I do agree that it might be for capitalization purposes, but it was still a good song.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just kind of like a home base, which she's comfortable with.
No, yeah. No, yeah. I really liked Lover Girl, and I agree. Like, I didn't think it was like groundbreaking. Like, it obviously sounded very, very similar to a lot of her songs. I think, especially from the start.
Mhm.
So I thought it was just kind of like an easy song that most people can enjoy, even if like it's not groundbreaking. But like I get what you mean because it wasn't like the newness that the rest of the album had. But yeah,
Yeah.
third on the list, Snow White.
Snow White. You want to take this one?
Snow White was, in a phrase, life changing.
Life changing.
Oh, wow.
I heard Snow White actually. Okay, I saw Laufey in Norfolk when she came for, I think it was the Virginia
Oh, that's
arts,
right.
like the arts
Yeah.
festival.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and she played Snow White before she had dropped it,
Mhm.
and I was crying so hard. Okay, I mean I was crying at that concert anyways, but I thought Snow White was I just thought it was a really beautiful song. And I mean, she's said about the album that it kind of is just about like her thoughts and feelings. Like it's just kind of an amalgamation of a lot of the really intense emotions she's felt and just kind
Yeah.
of what's going on inside her brain a lot of the time that didn't necessarily fit into past albums.
Mhm.
And I thought that Snow White was just like really heartbreaking also to hear like her personal narrative of this, not feeling enough, and also her commentary on just like how a lot of women, a lot of girls feel about that, not being enough, not being pretty enough. And, it was very sad, but it was also very beautiful. And I thought a very beautiful expression of that. How did you guys feel about it?
I mean, I can't really say that I relate to it.
Yeah, but then again, like you hear, like music live, it's really different
It's
than just
moving.
listening to
Yeah,
it. Yeah, it's
it
very
is.
like
Yeah.
I understand the emotional aspect of it. Like,
Yeah.
Because like when you're recording, it's like you have the emotion behind it, but it's like the listener can't connect it to a face. But when you're playing it live, you can see
Yeah.
the emotion,
Yeah.
and that really just brings a new level.
I think it's
Yeah.
that association between like you seeing like her actually singing on stage and then like hearing it from all like the speakers minus
Yeah.
like the orchestra behind her. It all just culminates into like one thing that you can actually like really truly enjoy rather
Yeah.
than just pulling up Spotify or Apple Music on your phone, putting in your headphones and just listening to it.
But did you get anything out of it besides just like, I mean, very literally on the surface, like she's talking about like, being insecure as a woman. But like for you guys, was there something that like you took from it that wasn't, so specific, but like those ideas of like, insecurity and like.
I mean, I think everybody has their insecurities. I
Yeah.
think that's just kind of the human condition. But I mean, it's just kind of that self-expression that's kind of like everybody can relate to in some aspect, whether or not you are, you associate with that type of thing. But it's like, hey, we're all human. We all have our insecurities. And it's just kind of having the outlet to talk about it is really, kind of comforting and kind of like you said when you said you were crying. It's just kind of
It's really
I
bad.
mean, no hate, but like it is the way to like connect people is
Mhm.
by finding a common thing that is like emotional to them
Mhm.
and sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do think just like also seeing her perform live, like you were saying, it's like even if you didn't relate to anything she was saying, just like hearing the rawness of her voice and seeing her be so emotional on
Mhm.
stage and like her level of performance with the orchestra behind her was like, I feel like even if you didn't care about what she was saying, like that alone could like move someone to tears.
Yeah,
Okay. Next up, Castle in Hollywood.
I love this song.
It's good.
Wow.
I
Okay.
think it might be one of my favorites
Oh, wow.
on the
Yeah.
album. I just think it's so groovy. It's so fun. And it's like I can relate to it. It's like a friends passing, and
Mhm.
life changes. But it's like it's also just so upbeat and like
Yeah.
kind of fun. Like it's kind of the opposite of what you expect. It's like
Yeah.
heavy material, but she's saying it in a way where it's like life passes by, but
Yeah.
it's like you look back and like those are the happy times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's only a matter of time.
it's only a matter of time.
That's really
Exactly.
good. No, yeah.
But yeah, I just really like the feel and the content and
Mhm.
how the production of the song kind of influences the material of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought that this was the best song that like mixed the newness that she talked about
Yeah.
into like the actual song. I thought it was really like well put together, very coherent to like convey that newness that she
Oh, yeah.
wanted. Yeah,
No, yeah, I also really enjoyed it, and I think you're right. Like, it was a very different sound than what we're used to hearing from her. Or, I mean, not. I don't think it was like switching to rock. Like it still sounded like Laufey, but I agree. It really was, obviously it's sad. She's talking about, people she's lost, the end of her girlhood. Sorry. But it's conveyed in this way where you kind of just feel like it's okay that this happened. Like it's okay that that's over. It's okay that this has changed. And like it's okay that we don't have that anymore because, that's how life rolls.
Yeah, it takes on.
Change is everything.
Change is everything. A little bit of DCI lore for you guys.
Yes.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
Ooh.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Carousel.
Oh man, I really enjoyed this song. It's when I look at an album and I hear the song, I'm not like analyzing the lyrics as much. I'm more like instrumental oriented.
Oh yeah.
Like I think
the production
of the song. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just that's what I really enjoy about this song.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote this down. If the song felt very light, right?
Yeah.
But it still kept like that melodic legato line throughout the entire song, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was light, kind of similar to, if you've heard Sugar Plum Fairy, right?
Yeah.
It's similar to that, but very very feely, very flowy throughout.
Yeah, like you're on a carousel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Going up and down.
Yeah.
I also like the sound of like it almost sounds like carousel
Yeah,
music,
it does.
which is like I know that's like the point, but I always love the attention to details that she pays to the production.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
Oh,
so
yes,
good.
yes,
She's masterful in her
Yeah.
craft. What about you? Did you go already?
No, I didn't. Well, that's fine. I think you guys summed it up very well. It's just, I think one of the strong suits on this album was the production and how it really influences the, imagery of a song.
Oh yeah.
And I think just like the tiny little details in the song, that like the little ringings in the ear, or kind of giving an imaginary image in your head. Like life is a carousel. It goes round and round, and it's just like it's chill. It's like you might go up and you have your downs, but everybody ends up in the same spot.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Only a matter.
Masterfully put.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
yeah,
It
that
all
was
ties
good.
back.
Okay, moving on. Silver Lining.
The first single.
Yes.
I think this one was, I don't know how to say. I think it was good. I don't think that it was bad. I think it might be a little, at least for me, overplayed. I think
I agree. I think it's a little bit overplayed and overhyped after it like release and before it initially released.
And I think that was part of that anticipation of this album. Was
Oh,
like people were listening to these 4 songs
on repeat.
On repeat, especially for me. So I think Silver Lining did lose some of its gravitas,
sparkle,
yes,
if you will.
But it's not a bad song.
Yeah, I really like Silver Lining. Actually, I thought Silver Lining was one of the songs where I felt like she sounded very different than she has in her past albums.
I can see that.
And I don't know. I feel like I don't think it's overplayed, but that's just because like I'm the one overplaying it. Like that's because it was. I mean, I literally remember it dropping and like me hearing it in the car for the first time, and I was like, guys, this is gonna change my life. And because I listened to her vocals more, I just felt like I could hear how different she sounded on Silver Lining, and just this really raw fullness. I think we're used to hearing that lighter, softer, smoky, jazzy sound that she has. And I just really liked Silver Lining because I felt like she just had so much more power and grit in her voice. So that's why I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, next up on the list is Too Little Too Late.
Another banger. This is probably one of my personal favorites, up there in my top 3, I'd say. Just like the slow crescendos that she uses, adding to like the tension throughout the song. And then you think you get to the climax, the top, right? And then boom, it just drops, and it's almost like you're walking towards like the top of a hill, but you don't see the cliff that's coming. And then when you get there and you're about to touch or like grab
like
or
the
get
griffin,
to whatever point, and then boom, you come down. Thank you for the
Where-
yes.
Or like dangles you
But
at
yeah,
the top.
it just really it added to the raw emotion
Oh yeah.
of the song, and I'm
Yeah.
sure like seeing it live for a lot of people, it has like a better, greater impact than just listening to it.
Oh
Yeah. I think my initial listen to the song, it was one of my favorite songs. I think it was my favorite song on the album, and it's just like Gavin said. I mean, the production of it, the use of dynamics throughout the song really kind of push it to the next level. It really ties that emotional aspect of the lyrics with the listener. It's like those it's like you feel like you're a part of it when
yeah.
you feel the tension in the song, it building, and then it just ends. You're like, you want more. You feel it,
Yeah.
and it's just like, I
You
think
can
that's
feel-
really poetic with
Oh,
the
yeah.
song.
No, I feel like she does a great job at one storytelling. Like you feel like you can feel this character's whole story, but like that tension you are talking about, I feel like when you listen to the song, it's like she captures the longing and
Yeah.
like the longing and the regret so beautifully that by the end it's almost like you have that same pit in your stomach because you can just, feel that all of that emotion like inside of your chest.
Yeah.
It's so good. Also one of my favorites from the album, probably. And onto Cuckoo Ballet interlude.
I think this was so fun.
Yes,
I
it's
think
so cute.
that this was such a good idea. It's kind of going back to her roots
Mhm.
of orchestra. If you don't know, she plays the cello.
Yeah,
She's
and
really
the piano.
good, and the piano. She's really good at both. Mind blown.
Oh yeah.
And so it's just kind of like having that orchestral, interlude. Really kind of ties the two halves of the album, which really, looking back, are very different.
Oh yeah.
It's like kind of going back to how we were talking about the order of it. And I think that it's so nice because it does take the motifs of the songs from the first half and intertwine it and transition it into the motifs of the second half. And I think that was really beautiful and a great addition.
Oh yeah. I agree. I love a good interlude. I loved the interlude last time on Bewitched the album, and seeing it in this one made me really happy. I also thought it was a good reprieve from her songs are really emotional, so I felt like I always feel like her interludes are kind of a good way. It's like a palate cleanser.
Yeah, like a breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air. Kind of, and they all have the motifs from all of the other songs to kind of like remind you what you're listening to, but I thought it was so cute. It actually reminds me of Good Night from The Sound of Music. So I just thought it was really cute. Gavin?
I think she should do more of these rather than not just like interludes, but just orchestral pieces in general. I think like she's so brilliant when it comes to composing. Like it's all very coherent. Balancing is great. Just everything about it is just very enjoyable to listen to, coming just from like a musician standard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love hearing her show off her actual like very deep technical understanding of
Composing
orchestra
chops.
composing. Yeah, no, it's so good. Like, and again, hearing it in person is literally not the same at all as listening to it. Like it doesn't do her work justice, I feel like, listening to it on Spotify or whatever.
Yeah.
Because when you can hear the orchestra together, like with the art that she's created, it's so good. Okay, next on the list is, where is it? Oh, Forget Me Not. Guys.
This is when I first heard this song, it was in one of her reels that she posted on Instagram. She was like teasing it, and I remember hearing her like singing Icelandic. I was like, wow, this reminds me of one of her other songs where she played it with her symphony. I don't remember what it's called, but it's from her, I think, Live at the Symphony album.
Mm-hmm.
It just like my first thought was that song, and I really enjoy it too. I think she should sing more like in Icelandic in some of her songs rather than just having like one song that's just her singing Icelandic.
I think that I really did enjoy this song. I thought that it was really cool how she mixed in Icelandic, and I did see, and yeah, like Gavin said, she teased it in one of her reels, and then I think once the album came out, she posted like a picture of like the Billboard top 10 or something, and she said that it was on. I think it was like number 7,
Mm-hmm.
and it was, and, you know, there's lyrics that are in Icelandic, and I think that's really cool.
Oh yeah.
How it's like, you know, music is like a universal language.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like that really showed through that song. It was like, you might not know it, but you do.
Yeah,
You know,
you
it's
can
like
feel it.
you can feel it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, yeah. I think genuinely this might be like my favorite song on the
Yeah.
album. I again heard it for the first time. She sang it for the first time live ever at in Norfolk when I went there, and I remember like hearing it and I was like, wait, which one is this? Because again, she had never sung it before. I hadn't heard it before, and again, life changing. I don't know. I just think there's something really beautiful about it. I think it also has that kind of same like longing that she expresses really well. And I also think that her use of Icelandic makes her point really clear about this idea of like, you know, her homeland and like, you know, people, you know, forgetting her, you know, she's moved around, you know, she's a big star now. She lives in America, but you know, there's this sense of like connection and longing still to like the places that she used to know.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that. It's so good. It also reminds me of a piece by Chopin, which I can't remember now, but I remember that was one of my first thoughts when I heard it. Next up, Tough Luck. Huh? What?
I would start the video now so we don't get cut off.
It's not cut.
I know, but if it's
It's
the
at like 7 minutes.
yeah, but I have a feeling Tough Luck might go over
That's true.
the 10-minute mark.
Really? You think we're gonna talk about it for that long?
I don't really have much to say. about
I mean,
Tough Luck.
I think if we start now, because we have like 2 minutes left. Before
okay, with the yeah. All right, you do the intro again.
Okay, Tough Luck, Fire.
I really like this song. I know there's a lot of kind of, I don't want to say controversy, but there's, I think some people, it's like she pushed the boundary. This was
Oh, yeah.
probably one of her more poppy songs, and I
Yeah.
know a lot of her OG listeners, they're like, I love the jazz, but it's like
Yeah,
this is a lot more
purists.
poppy. Yeah, the purist. But I mean, it was, I did hear that it from some, you know, graduates that it kind of reminded them more of a Taylor Swift song, which I do see.
Really?
That's what I did hear, but I do mean it's just kind of that experimentation. You know,
Yeah.
her life is changing. Like you said, she lives in America now, so it's kind of like she's just experimenting. So I'd be like, you know, she did her thing, and you can like it or you don't like it. I liked it, but that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I loved Tough Luck. I mean, like, I do understand. It sounds very like this one is very starkly different than what a lot of her music sounds like already. I don't hear Taylor Swift in her music, but I kind of understand like that idea of like it does sound poppier. It sounds kind of like more of a blend and not really like her pure jazzy style or bossa style. But I really enjoyed it. Her rap debut. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun, and I think it added like a playfulness to the album that like towards the end I feel like we kind of get that. And yeah. Okay, so moving on, we're going to A Cautionary Tale.
I think this is also one of my top songs. I know I've said like a lot, but I do really enjoy the storytelling in this song.
yeah.
I think that, you know, I think that's a common theme throughout this entire album is the storytelling. But it's just like, it's kind of like Castle in Hollywood in a way where it's just kind of, I think it's more of a gloomier
Yeah.
Castle in Hollywood. It takes a more darker path. Cautionary tale, but I do like the feel of it, and I like the message behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked it. You know, sometimes she writes things and I'm like, wow, you really clocked me. Like you really got me there. And I kind of felt that way about A Cautionary Tale. I mean, not like 100%, like, you know, I'm not like, oh, this is my life, because it's not. But there were definitely themes in it, you know. She talks about, you know, different ways that people like cope, like that you've lost, whatever. And I felt like they were very relatable. And again, I feel like she just always does a really good job at not just capturing the sentiment with her lyrics, but like really embodying what she means with her work, with her music. Gavin?
All I really have for a cautionary tale is like as I was listening to it, I got to the end and my only thought was, wow, that was very intentional musically, but it still felt like really, really soft throughout.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's about all I have.
Yeah, no, I really liked it. I feel like, honestly, I feel like this is a side note, but I feel like if this album came out like 8 months ago, it would have like helped me through my life. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there are like things that I'm where I listen to this and I'm like, if this had been out like when I was going through this, it would have changed everything.
Yeah.
It would have changed the plot, like genuinely. Okay, next up is Mr. Eclectic.
The hate on the performative male. I thought the timing of this was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think because it was like right at the start of the performative male, like matcha, all that stuff.
Literally
And then she
you.
just is. I think it's more Gavin than me.
I love matcha.
I have never had matcha, and I don't really want to.
We need to put you on.
But I think the irony behind it, it's like, oh, Laufey, right? Laufey's the performative male thing.
Yeah.
And then she's like, actually, I think you guys are insane and I don't want to be around you guys. And I found the humor in that like so funny.
She is so funny.
And I also like the song. It's like
good.
It's bouncy, it's swingy, and it's just like it's kind of pulling in those ties with jazz, kind of like, hey.
I think she talked about the production on it, how Claro is the Claro is the background vocals on that, and I think she was talking about how they were just playing with these very like bossa nova like vibes that they wanted to come through on it, and I feel like it comes through. Huh?
Gavin loves bossa nova.
Oh, I thought you were saying something. No, and I think that came through really clearly. Like I do love just the feel of the song.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny. And also really real. Like she always keeps it real because
yeah, performative male aside, I think I just love her. Any of her songs that have bossa as the groove, like I think she does bossa just extremely well.
Yeah.
Like
it's her bread and
Lover
butter.
Girl, Falling Behind from the start,
So
all
good.
3 bossas, all 3 hits. So
good.
maybe there's a
Exactly.
trend there, right?
Yeah, it's so good. She does it so well.
Yeah, it's also groovy. All the percussion is like very well balanced. Like
for sure.
you have the drum set and you have like, I don't know, maybe claves, maybe
I love how she
other
experiments with like
it's just all very coherent.
out of the ordinary percussion. Like you said, like claves. So
I mean, that's just like bossa.
Yeah,
mostly,
but it's like
still.
she also uses other percussion that it's just like that's so almost ingenious of you to put on this because it relates to the song.
Yeah.
Her understanding, or okay, this like I was gonna say something that was gonna sound like, well, no, duh, obviously, but like genuinely, I feel like she just has such a good grasp on the way that different instruments interact with each other, like more so than like so much more than I feel like the average musician or even like the average person who's been in an orchestra, been in a band. Like I just feel like she makes magic.
Yeah, I think just all the instrumentalists on her albums are just underappreciated. Because, you know, like your average listener is probably just going to listen to the vocals, like the story that they tell, rather than how I like to listen to her albums, where I'm more focused on the instrumentals and how they like contribute to the song as a whole.
Oh yeah,
and can contribute to the vibe because you can't have, you know, that emotion, that impact without all the other instruments.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Okay, we got a TikTok, but Clean Air.
Oh, don't get me started on this song.
That's all I'm gonna say. I just hated it.
It's just so out of place.
That's slander. No,
slander.
No, I'm kidding.
Hey, people are entitled to their own opinions.
Yeah.
No, you are. That is okay. I will say, I was like, when I heard it come on, I literally was like, "Is this Dolly Parton? Like, is this?" I don't hate. Like, I like the song. I do like the song, but I do agree that it feels really like weirdly out of place at the end of the album. Like, I just feel like it's something kind of that I would not have
because it's like the second to last song.
Yeah, no,
it's just like it's like so bizarre.
Oh yeah, no, I was like, why are we closing with this? Like, I don't know, like I don't hate it, but I just thought it was an interesting choice and something that I kind of had to like think through her like decision making, the artistic decision to do that, because it sounds like very folksy, very like borderline Americana, like So yeah, not fans though.
No.
Can't convince me. I'm not. No.
No, okay,
Never
that's
again.
kind of fair.
Gavin's a man of few words.
I just can't with country music. I just really do not like country music at all. And every time I hear a country song,
You hear that
I
guitar
refuse
start.
to listen to it. It's just, I don't know, something about it. It's just not my style.
That's
at all.
fair.
I think I stand. I don't like modern country music. I think
Yes.
modern country
Yes.
music is just, it's forced. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not real. But I feel like, you know,
It's
the
not
further
real.
back you go, country music does get better.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, I don't want to paint with too much of a broad brush because, like, I'm not a country connoisseur. Like, I really don't know
Me
that
neither.
many country artists, but I do agree. Like, to what I've listened to, like, it's not my thing. A lot of modern, but as we go further back, like Dolly Parton, Queen, I do like listening to her music. But yeah. Anyways, okay. Closing up. Last song, Sabotage, Jump Scare.
I think when I first listened to this song, it was during a school day, and by the time I got to it, I had to leave. So I actually didn't listen to this until like a while later. So I kind of knew about.
Did
like,
it scare
the jump
you?
Scare. No, because I knew about it beforehand. So it was
Aw.
like, kind of ruined
Dang.
the surprise.
Did you
But
get jump scared?
I
Man.
did. Well, it was just kind of like, is my phone breaking? Kind of thing. Like, because I had my AirPods in. I was, I don't know where. I think I was on like a walk or something, and I was listening to it, and I was like, "What's going on with my AirPods?" And then I had to I closed Spotify and then opened it back up and played the song again. I'm like, "There's no way." And then, yeah, but I think it's really interesting. It's like kind of crazy, especially
Yeah.
like when she played it in concert. She like smashed a cello.
Oh, that was crazy.
That was insane.
Also, the lights that look like gunshots. The like. Did
What?
you not see? Never mind.
Oh, maybe
I
not.
have seen
Her
that.
concert, like
seen
lights
that.
that like.
Oh wait,
flash.
yes, yeah, the strobe lights.
Yeah, those are crazy. I was listening to this just like in my room, and I was just like, I just was walking around, and I literally jumped out of my skin. I literally was so afraid. But I really love Sabotage. I think it's a really good end to the album because it's just so intense. Like
Yeah.
it builds such an intensity that I feel like it's a really good like climax ending to the
Yeah.
album.
And I think it really does tie it in all together in like a neat bow,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's kind of crazy. Because the song ends abruptly.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, where'd it go? But it's like also it's kind of that building of all this, you know, tension through her life. It's like it's a valid crash out. It's a valid crash out.
Yeah. Well, because it's like I feel like you're right. It is like all of the emotional building throughout the album, and then Sabotage is like it's all falling apart. And
Yeah.
Okay, that was the main album. We went through the whole thing. Do you have any closing sentiments that you would like to share?
Gavin?
Honestly, 8 out of 10 album as a whole. You can agree, disagree with my rating, but I think it was a solid 8 out of 10. There's a lot of strong things that she did, and a lot of not as strong things, clean air that she did. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I hope she keeps like experimenting with this. I think it'll be really interesting if she, keeps trying this out, seeing how we react to it as like her audience.
Yeah.
I think all right. I think I would give it like, I would agree, kind of an 8, but I think I'd go up a little bit because Clean Air, though it's not the best, but I don't think it should like tarnish the whole album. So I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10.
I will give it. I really like this album. I will give it a 9.5, and that 0.5 is Clean Air.
Okay.
So I think we kind of can agree on that. Overall closing, we still love Laufey.
Yes.
Still want to see where she goes with
Laufey.
this. Oh my gosh, the amount of Laufey. Sorry. No, still love Laufey. I think she's an amazing performer, and shout out to Cavs if you want to see her. She is going to be performing in DC in October, and
Ooh.
it's really good. And I'll see you there because I got my tickets the day they came out.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
I was actually planning on going with my sister, and then my mom was like, no, you can't drive out there. We also have marching bands still.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Well,
anyways, listen to Seems Like Old Times if you're into jazz standards. It's like, that's kind of like the bonus track.
Yes.
It's pretty good. I liked it.
It was good. Okay.
Jazz is awesome.
Jazz is awesome.
Jazz is awesome. Laufey's awesome. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course, thank you for having us.
Of course, if you'd like to have us for, I don't know, maybe something else like
I do love like all music. So
DCI related, anything music.
anything.
For you guys.
Yeah. Pull up. Okay. Bye, Cavs. Thank you so much for listening. And yeah, hope you have a great time listening to this album because it was beautiful and masterful and wonderful.
Go
Bye bye.
Caps.
Go
Yes.
Cavs.
Go Cavs. Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.